on my outfit. Ugh. Hi guys, welcome back to Style for a Mile. The reason I say welcome back is because I used to be on YouTube and then I took a long break for no particular reason. And yeah, and now I'm back and this is my first video on YouTube in like 3 years or something, or 4 years I think. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to be back. And in this video I wanted to talk about my coming out story, inspired by one of my friends called Avanti, who is in Mumbai, and she greatly inspired me to go ahead with this video. I had this idea for a long time to sit down and do this. However, off late with Nikki Tutorials video that just came out, I think 2 or 3 days ago, that's pushed me and inspired me even more to do this. So here goes. So first of all, I've never questioned whether I was straight. I knew from a very, very young age that I was different. I used to find a lot of people attractive, a lot of men attractive, older men, and people in my class. Like I remember finding this guy in my nursery class attractive, and I didn't really know what it was, but yeah, I never found girls attractive. However, girls I did find lucky and to like be able to like wear dresses and comb their hair and wear makeup, and yeah, I really liked that side of being and playing with dolls. Oh my god, I loved playing with Barbies. One time my mom got me a unicorn with hair, and I loved the unicorn with hair. So you used to like dress a unicorn, take it for a shower, put it to sleep, braid its hair, like do loads of stuff. So I've never really questioned being gay. However, it was a struggle in school being bullied. And yeah, I always used to end up getting everywhere a little bit early because I didn't want to, like, example, being like getting on the bus. I always preferred to get there a little bit early so I didn't have to, and I used to sit 4 seats from the back just because I didn't want to be bullied I was embarrassed to walk through had I got there early. So I've always done things to make, like, it just became a part of life. Even I never used to participate in a lot of sports. I never used to, because I was just out of the fear of being bullied. I never attended, believe it or not, so I'm from Kenya. I never went to a club in Kenya until I was 21 years old. I had friends who were going at the ages of 15 and 16 to nightclubs, and I was just out of the fear of being bullied. And until this day, I am scared to go to a club in Kenya, in Mombasa, because people, and people know your childhood, and people know who you've become, and a lot of people are not very broad-minded as you'd hope them to be. However, change is coming. It will take some time though. But I came out at the age of 17 when I was living in Mumbai. I was not forced to come out. However, the situation I was in, I happened to be attending Fashion Week, and I was approached by someone very influential, who very influential and very powerful in Mumbai, in India, especially when it comes to gay rights. And he and I were in a relationship for about a year and a half. Within this time, my parents asked me why. I told them about this guy, and I hadn't come out to them obviously until this time. And I told them that there's this guy that I'm seeing, and they're like, oh, okay. And I remember putting on my shoes because I was leaving the house to attend Fashion Week. I was putting on my shoes, and my mom and dad, who were visiting Mumbai at the time, were sitting and watching TV, and my dad asked me at the time, he's like, so are you gay? Whilst I was putting my shoes on. And in a rush and just feeling uncomfortable, I said no, and I put my shoes on and slammed the door and was on my way. And then when I returned that evening, I think they both sat me down and they had a conversation with me about this, and I said yes, I am. And I introduced them to him, and we all went out. The four of us went out for a meal, which is a mistake I made. But don't introduce like your girlfriend or boyfriend to your parents like in a rush. With Jay, I waited. Jay, by the way, for those who don't know, is my husband. We've been married for 2 years now, and we've been together for about 6 years now. And I did not introduce him to my parents for like a year and a half, for 2 years after we've been started dating, because I just found it awkward. But yeah, and I wasn't gonna make that mistake again. So yeah, I came out to them, and however, with friends, I knew very early on that I was different. However, I didn't tell anyone until I was 16. I told one of my close friends called Devki. I was having a 16th birthday party on my rooftop in Kenya, and I invited Devki. I'd invite a bunch of friends, and I took Devki on the side, and she told me, she's like, don't worry, you're still you, and she gave me a really tight hug. Until this day, she is in my life, and I'm very close to her, and I'm very privileged, to say the least. Coming out for me was relatively very easy, and being accepted. My mom took a little longer than my dad did. However, she eventually came around, and she sees that Jay and I love each other a lot. Everyone sees that Jay and I love each other, and we take care of each other, and I feel that that's all that, like just, you know, I'm so confused. Those people who have issues, like, we don't come into your houses and your bedrooms to tell you how the fuck to live. You know what I mean? Like, it's like two people love each other. It's nothing to do with you. You are a third exterior, like, you have nothing to do with you. You don't add value. Like, you're insignificant. Why should you care what two other people are doing with their life? They love each other. Love. It's not hate, it's love. You spread love. Don't be a fucking dick. But yeah, that's just for, I get really powered up about these things. But my coming out was easy, relatively easy. However, growing up was tough. Growing up was very, very hard for me. I used to cry myself to sleep at least twice a week, and yeah, it was hard. And I wasn't popular in school. I wasn't someone people wanted to be friends with. I wasn't someone who people wanted to associate themselves with. I have or had a really close friend, and I don't know if we're still close. However, we were really, really close growing up. And he told me, had you not been my neighbor, I probably wouldn't have really wanted to know you, or I wouldn't have ever spoken to you. Not that that's a bad thing, because we've all been in situations where friendships have been convenient. However, however, in this case, it was more in the cases of because you were gay, as opposed to you lived somewhere else. And it's fine. He was honest, and I respect that. I respect everyone just being honest. But no, it's like, I have experienced things like that, and I've just built such a thick skin ever since. And no, I'm really proud and happy to say that I am a married gay Indian man living my truth. And I don't have many friends. I don't have many close friends. I have many friends, or maybe not that many friends, but I have many close friends, and they're super supportive. My family is super supportive. Our families, or our big family, Jay and my family, are very supportive, and I feel that all you can do as a parent or as someone who knows anyone who's great, just give them love. If they want to cry, let them cry. Like, that's another thing that really pisses me off. People are like, why are you crying? It makes you... No, bitch. It makes you weak if you can't really express what you're feeling and admit to what you're feeling. And until you can't love yourself, fully, you can't love anyone else. And love yourself for who you are. Don't be scared. And it's really important to be able to live your truth, because later in your life, you don't want to turn around and be like, do you know what? When I was 15, I had these feelings, and now I'm 35 and I'm happily married to a woman. And yeah, and I cheat on her with other men, or like, I don't be in that situation. Just live yourself, and there's no time. You don't push yourself to come out. And in my opinion, regardless of who your parents are, they deserve to know who you are, regardless of whether they accept it or not. The fact that you know you're going to be living your truth, and you're going to be like living your life the way you need to live your life, as long as you're in a situation where you know you're supported and you can help yourself. Not like you're thrown out on the street at 15 and you have nowhere to go, but like you have people around you. That's why you speak to people, get to know people, and just express yourself and be who you are, because that's just so important. But yeah, that's my story. It wasn't as emotional as I was expecting it to be, because my childhood is tough. The coming out part of it wasn't. But yeah, like it, share it, send it to people you know, like on a link or something on WhatsApp or on Instagram or whatever. And at the same time, subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe if you don't want to subscribe, because like it takes up your the subscription count up. If you don't like this video, keep it to yourself, like, or just like stop watching it. As in, you've reached the end, so you've watched the video. But what I'm trying to tell you is just live your life. And yeah, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Sending you all lots of love. And yeah, bye dolls. See you. I don't know if that was necessary, but I blew a kiss anyway. The amount of fucking lint in this house. Ugh. Could have a cat, but yeah.